Okay, wow. So I was studying like how to put the camera with the photo option, and it looked like super flawless, super mystical even. And then I put the camera, and I look like I just woke up. And yeah. So if you saw my last video, I'm still alive. I'm somewhere else. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're blessed. A very quick video today. It's going to be a pick a card, 2 groups only. I am being guided to use this format at this moment. And the title of this video is quite self-explanatory, but I will give some indications as well. So for the title, what was your sacrifice? What was something that you had to leave behind? What was something that you had to lose? What was something that you had to separate, detach yourself from? And something that, like, that the separation virtually might have caused even pain for you, okay? And so the purpose of this video is to offer you a space where you can revisit whatever it is that whatever transition that you had to go through, and you know, in a safe space. This is just a video. I am not really here with you. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, I'm just going to revisit. Oh, sorry. So that was a newbie. We are in a little escapade. And he still has to get used to all the new noises because, you know, he's a dog. So, yeah, as I was saying, perhaps like this might refers to stuff that you have already gone through, but perhaps you might have still some residual emotions trapped somewhere else within you. Okay, so what we're going to do is that I'm going to help you re-narrate the situation from an energetic and emotional point of view, okay? And this way you can actually use this as trampoline for your future and not as heavy baggage, okay? That is also more or less the use and purpose of using speech and discourse around difficult experiences, trauma maybe even, in order precisely to create more space. For what? For you. It's very important. Okay, so straight into it, because I don't know how much time I still have before I have to dedicate my time to something else. I'm now going to film the group selection, okay? Okay, super tricky, but we're going to make it. Just push a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be 1 and this is going to be 2, okay? You can pause the video if you need to. Try to use your intuition. They'll look the same from like as long as they are face down, and then I'm going to flip-flop, pancake the cards with you. Okay, see you at your group. Okay, this is going to be your card group 1. You can say I'm lying. I mean, it's alright, but no, that I actually felt this card coming out when I started planning for this video. So I just didn't know yet how to interpret it, and now that I have it actually in front of me, I have different type of scenarios that are coming through. But in general, what has been your sacrifice, or because the time where you find this reading, this is a timeless reading. So this means that the time where you find this reading is the right time for this reading. This doesn't mean that the reading refers to a situation that is happening right now. It can refer to a situation that has already happened, or that is like preparing to happen. Okay, and we're talking about sacrifices today, and talking about stuff that you had to leave behind, relationships, behaviors, places, perhaps. Okay. Um, wow. Okay, I am just now realizing just how powerful this reading can be. So first and foremost, if if we have to give like a quick definition of uh, what you what you had to leave behind is beta energy. Okay, I was super drawn to this beta figure right now, right here, and I'm also thinking about the energy of this card and the energy of this myth. So just let's have a quick look at that as well. Your card's name is Cercopes. Okay, so those were two twins, and just yesterday I saw like the most unreal reality show about a pair of twins. Okay. Anyway, and I usually don't watch TV when I'm home. Okay, so it was like a super shock for me, connecting again with the word of reality shows TV. Oh my god, I have to clean that. Okay, I have to clean that. Okay. As I said, I just woke up, so I'm still fixing stuff. Two twins, okay, and just like the twins that I saw in this quite surreal reality TV that kind of flipped my world around for a minute. They were very playful, but not in a good way, okay? Because you can be playful, childlike, and everything, and still hold yourself accountable, and still perform within your responsibilities, and have fun within what you do. Okay, and that is also what happens to one of the character of this video in the end, and that is probably why this reading can be actually powerful, because of the one missing character that is not in the card but is present in this energy. So this card might be referring to an energy about you. This is the first scenario that is coming through. So you might have lived your life for a while in a very some might say karmic energy, if you're familiar with this type of terminology. A simpler way to put it is that you might have given your time and attention to potentially stupid stuff, okay? Perhaps you were following the crowd, okay? You were imitating the crowd, and you didn't know that the crowd was just throwing shit around, just like the crazy monkeys in the zoo. Because it's really not a fun environment to be in. I would be throwing faces as well, I guess. Or perhaps it was stuff that everybody around you were doing, like partying a lot, not being very honest with yourself. It also talks about contradictions, okay, where like you might say that you want to do a lot of stuff, and then as soon as the conversation is over, you are out of the door doing, so the word in French is bêtise. I think the best translation could be like doing bullshit. Okay, and doesn't even have to be dangerous stuff. Okay, I just say that instead of taking care. Who's having a party now? I don't know. I'm still discovering as well. Instead of taking care of your emails, taking care of your messages, taking care of your business. Basically, you were outside being social, cracking jokes, spending money without putting also the same time and effort to make those money. Okay, and this is something that you either had to leave behind or that you will have to leave behind if you want to become your own hero, because this myth talks about the encounter between these two figures and the one and only Hercules. I don't know if this is going to be heard in the video. It's cute music though, okay? So why not? Let's roll with it. Can you imagine if I get the copyright claim from my neighbor's music? Okay, so the encounter between these two figures and the one and only hero Hercules, you know, the big muscles guy. And basically what happens is that the hero gets in touch with these energies, he plays a little bit with them, but eventually he realizes that they're a waste of his time. Like, yes, they are being annoying, yes, they are causing delays, but he could crash them in like 2 seconds, okay, and move on. So he just decides to laugh about it and move on with his life. So basically, this might talk about you realizing that once you take the decision, you are actually completely capable of leaving behind whatever type of immature or not really self-serving behavior that might have stopped you from your quest. Or these might also talk about people, okay, that you had to leave behind, who were in this excessive playful energy, okay, they just play too much, they just talk shit, they just want to I don't know, sit on the couch and watch reality shows all day long and scream at yell at the TV and tell all the flaws that the characters have, and then they aren't working on themselves. And so as soon as the TV is off, it's just the same vibe, just from closer up. And so since like the one energy, okay, because of this environment, you might have felt like absent from yourself for a while, because the energy of the hero is only represented like here up in the corner and is actually absent from the rest of the card. But this doesn't mean that it isn't there, because when you learn about this myth a little bit more, you know that is the energy that creates the movement, okay? So yeah, you might have felt absent from yourself either because you were following the wrong crowd somehow, or because even if you weren't like acting like the crowd, because in the myth the hero at some point also reacts in a hero-like way, okay, like no, you're gonna stop it right there, I'm going to pull you from your little feet, I'm going to shake your little bum and I'm going to remind you that actually no, you can't play with hero stuff if you are yes, okay. But he doesn't put in too much energy in that. He's resting in this myth, and so perhaps you needed some time to rest. Just know that your journey needs you, requires you, okay? It requires your hero behavior, and in this type of scenario, the best hero behavior that you can have is acknowledge that the situation is just a waste of time. that you are supposed to move on, okay? Eventually, if we are talking about very destructive energies, okay, perhaps these people were actually making bad stuff with your stuff, because that's also what happened in the myth. They will be dealt with, okay? It's just not your job. They are just destined to remain the same, okay? And so if they stay the same, they're just going to play with somebody else's shit, and eventually they're going to come into contact with someone who isn't perhaps in such a hurry to be in a quest, and actually has the extra time to push them even further in their own disruptive energy. That is also the outcome of the myth, where eventually these guys are transformed into animals, okay? So this is also perhaps a reminder for you, okay, to always put your higher purpose first, okay, whatever happens in your life, in order to not turn yourself into a feces throwing trapped animal, okay? Perhaps you also self-identify as a creature, okay, but you know, even more freedom should be your priority, because that's what creatures it can experience the most joy, okay? Okay, that was all I had for you. I hope that helped. I hope that resonated. If it did, you can like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. And we can also connect through other social media platforms. Everything is down below. If you're staying, see you for group 2. You can be called to more than one card. That's normal. If you're going, have a great whatever you're going to have next. And see you soon. Hi group 2, so this is your card, Adonis, one of the handsomest bro of the Olympus. If you know, you know. I guess that group 2 is going to be the group that is going to force me to make up for the other missing groups, because I'm used to do like longer videos, okay, with more than 2, like at least 3 or 4, sometimes 5. It's just not the case today. But what's happening today is that this card is talking about very a huge variety of scenarios, okay? So you might only resonate to one, two, several, I don't know. First and foremost, I am going to explain the scenarios that are coming through, so that you can double check and see if this is actually your reading and if this is actually resonates. So, to answer the question, what was your sacrifice? Okay. A second. What was your sacrifice? What is it that you had to leave behind? I shouldn't laugh. Perhaps it was even difficult, okay? But sometimes you also have to laugh about difficult stuff, and that's also how you get to transcend them. Anyway, whatever it is, whatever your specific scenario is, what it is that you had to leave behind was something related to your approach towards love, towards romance, intimacy as well, okay? So, first scenario that is coming through, you might have had to leave behind a lover or several lovers, okay? Or love options as well that is coming through, in order to run for your freedom. If that is the case, like very short scenario, if that's the case, this is just confirmation that was the right choice for you, okay? That remaining like all over people that were not helping you progress wasn't actually beneficial for you, and that choosing your own wilderness somehow was the right choice for you, and it will bring you better stuff. Something else that was coming through is that this might refer to some of your own behaviors that you might have had to leave behind in regarding to love and intimacy. You might have had the tendency to act a little bit like a pig. Okay, very sensory oriented when it comes to intimacy, very focused on the pleasurable and just like the physical part of intimacy, and then you would like tend to run away just when it was like the ritual was closed. Okay, and so petite nuance, little nuance. This is a timeless reading, so the moment where you find this video is the right moment to watch this video and to take in this information. Now, this can mean that the situation that I am talking about has either occurred in the past and this is an occasion for you to revisit, or the situation is getting ready to occur, okay? And so this is a heads up for you. Whatever the case is, if this is passive, okay, no. Let's differentiate. If this is something that happened already in the past, this is something that you might have had to do because all your wild adventures at some point started catching up with you. Okay, this guy right here, there's a little reflex, but okay, I think it's visible now. He's like naked, looking the other way, and he has all these hands like grabbing him all over, okay? And so yeah. You might have had this experience in the past, okay, and so the memory of that is kind of what keeps you on the go and perhaps keeps you a little bit distant, okay? So this is just a side message that might resonate just for some, just to, you know, always protect yourself. Do not self-negate opportunities for yourself just because in the past perhaps you might have had mishandled the fact that you were having a lot of opportunities and you pushed it too far. So use whatever memory that you have about the way that you handle intimacy to do better. This I think that is a general message that can resonate with every scenario in here, because this also talks about the memories, and it's usually like romantic memories, but it's like being stuck in some sort of memory room, okay? Your past doesn't have to determine your future. Your past might have an impact on your future, but your future decisions can be better if you decide to let them be informed by whatever memory you have of your handling or mishandling, okay? If this is a future situation and you might have had like be in your most flirtatious self, hoping for love, romance, and intimacy, you might have to make some sort of switch in your demeanor, okay? Because this is only going to cause you to have like all the doors that you have, all the options that you have entertained to catch up with you at some point, okay? So there is a way, there are several ways to explore your options even in love, okay? And still be ethical about it, as long as you are open and honest about what you can do, what you can do, to which extent you can commit, to which extent you can't, okay? You are at least doing the right work for your part, okay? You are being honest and transparent towards your own boundaries, and that way you are also opening the door to the other people, or to the other person, to put their own cards on the table and show you if this is something that you both or you all can work with, okay? But if you have been around looking for pleasure and at the same time making promises, putting like intentions out about potential commitment, oh my god, you're so perfect, I can see you in a house, I can see my future with you, and you actually didn't have the intentions to walk the walk, this is going to catch up with you, okay? So be careful with that. Be careful with that, because words are energy, okay? So use them wisely. If you want to be playful with your romantic energy, you can. Be mindful of how. I mean, why do you have to create a whole fake scenario that is going to blow at some point, because it was never real, in order to be in this situation, okay? Society is made in a certain way. Some might say yes, but if you are honest, then you don't get, then you shouldn't get, okay? Then sometimes you shouldn't get what you want. It wasn't meant for you. If honesty doesn't get you what you wanted, then what you wanted wasn't meant for you, and you have to let go, or this will catch up with you. Point blank period. This might come through as actual people coming forward. Okay, I'm not going to say vengeance, because wow, that sounded extreme. I really hope that this was not for some.